Raider Nation, what's going on? You guys are watching the Raiders Report. It's Mitchell Renz here, ready to get into the latest news. The Las Vegas Raiders have gone out and hired a new defensive backs coach. It's Chris Ash. Now, last season, Ash was with the Jacksonville Jaguars as their DB coach, and this is actually another really good hire by the McDaniels staff. Now, a few days ago, I came here in my house. I broke down all the news around the Raiders hiring their brand new defensive coordinator, and that was Patrick Graham from the New York Giants. And what you're seeing the Raiders do here is bring in somebody who Patrick Graham is very familiar with. Now, this was the tweet that Bruce Feldman ended up putting out on Twitter. It said, source, the Raiders are expected to hire former Texas and Ohio State defensive coordinator Chris Ash as their new DBs coach. Ash spent last season coaching the defensive backs with the Jags, and this was first reported by, looks like, Ryan Dunleavy on Twitter as well. Now, I get it, guys. I'm not at the studio, but if you've been following a lot of the weather and everything that's been going on in Dallas, it's been kind of a crazy thing, and at the end of the day, people down here, don't really know how to deal with the ice and the snow and all that kind of good stuff. But as my job, I promised you that I would keep you guys up to date on anything that happens around the Las Vegas Raiders. So if you bleed silver and black, if you find yourself looking for news, rumors, and all that good stuff, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like the content that we drop here on these videos, please go ahead and make sure that you hit the like button as well. Now, in terms of what you guys are going to be seeing here on today's show, I'm basically just going to be breaking down my thoughts of the hiring of Chris Ash, the updated Raiders staff, and obviously with this hire, it means that this team is no longer going to have Ron Milus. Ron Milus was part of the Gus Bradley regime. Gus Bradley is now with the Indianapolis Colts as their DC coach, and Milus was definitely regarded as one of the best defensive back coaches in all of the NFL. But again, this is another very good hire by the Raiders. So what I want you guys to do is go down in the comments section right now and give me an overall grade of what you think of the hire of Chris Ash. If you don't know exactly who he is, don't worry. I'll get into some of his past coaching careers and some of the teams that he's worked with, and we're also going to break down what this could mean for some pending free agents that the Raiders have. Now, A, for it was great, B, it was good, C, it's an average hire, D, it's bad, F, it's a fail. For me, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a B grade overall. I'm going to dive into a little bit more of what I think of Ash in terms of his ability to not really be able to just groom defensive backs, but also have them flourish and educate them. But this is going to be another guy who went to Drake College, very, very well regarded, was a grad assistant at Drake as well, and has spent a lot of times in the college ranks. And there was actually at one point where I think most people that watch college football, they probably said he was one of the better DBs, if not the best defensive backs coach in all of college football, which is ended up how he got his job at Ohio State, where he was co-defensive coordinator and the safeties coach. Then he got a new head coaching gig over at Rutgers from 2016 to 2019. Then he was a defense analyst over at Texas. So he's definitely spent some ranks with some of these higher up programs from the Big Ten to the Big 12. And now he's in the NFL. And I'm not really going to judge the Jags defense all too much last season because, Urban Meyer and all the distractions that they had there. However, I will give Jacksonville a lot of credit for at least trying to put a lot of pieces together on that defense. I mean, they went out and they signed a player like Rayshawn Jenkins, who I liked a lot at the safety position. They overpaid him, but still, they were trying to get pretty creative. So this was a guy, again, viewed as one of the best defensive backs coaches in all of college football, and now he definitely is going to have to help a Raiders secondary that last season I thought they played halfway decent. You're probably more than likely not going to get back your best cornerback, Casey Hayward, who is a free agent. Some other pending free agents this year in the defensive backs department. You have Hayward, Desmond Trufant, Dale Levitt, Keyshawn Nixon, Roderick Teamer, and then, of course, Damon Arnett's still technically on there. In terms of which guys out of all of those do I think could come back, the most likely to be 100% honest with y'all, I think it's probably Dale Levitt because he's more of a special teams gunner, and he's one of the better gunners in the National Football League. Sorry, Damon. But in terms of overall, I like Desmond Trufant as a veteran as well, but they don't quite fit the system. They fit more of the the Gus Bradley type of system. And even though I love Hayward, with the move of Patrick Graham and with the move now of Chris Ash, I personally do not think that, unfortunately, we're going to get those guys back. So some of the other free agents that you could look for the Raiders to go ahead and bring in, I'm just going to go ahead and break down some big names. Stephon Gilmore's definitely going to be somebody to keep in mind. Carlton Davis could be a dude. Darius Williams is definitely somebody pretty solid from the Rams last year. But the number one corner that I really truly believe now the Raiders are going to be even more interested in is J.C. Jackson, former Patriots corner, who's probably the number one cornerback in this year's draft class in this year overall. But there's also tons, and I mean tons of really good corners and safeties as well coming out of the draft. Probably 5, maybe 6 could go in the first round. Now, what I'm going to be doing here is breaking down some of his past coaching history, because a lot of times, when you get a name like this pop up, I got to do my homework, and I know that you guys probably got to do some of yours as well. So, Jacksonville Jaguars safeties coach back in 2021. He was the defensive coordinator and safeties coach for the Texas Longhorns in 2020. Texas defensive assistant back in 2019. Rutgers head coach from 2016 to 2019. Ohio State co-defensive coordinator and safeties coach from 2014 to 2015. Arkansas's DC and D-backs coach from 2013. He was with Wisconsin from 2011 to 2012 as their defensive coordinator and D-backs coach. Defensive backs coach for the Badgers also in 2010. He was with Iowa State from 2009 as their DB coach and recruiting coordinator. San Diego State from 2007 to 2008 as a DB coach and then a recruiting coordinator. And then you go back to Iowa State D-backs coach from 2002 2005. Iowa State grad assistant from 2000 to 2001. Then he was with Drake as their DC in 1998 to 99. And then a grad assistant in 97. So basically what you're seeing is a dude here who's got 25 years of coaching, which I think actually to have that many years of coaching at the defensive backs position is pretty damn remarkable as far as I'm concerned. But obviously with this Raiders secondary back in 2020, they give up over 6,200 total yards, probably one of the worst passing defenses, if not the worst passing defense in the National Football League. Now, a lot of that had to do with Paul Gunther and his crazy schemes, but with Patrick Graham, you're going to see a lot of different, cover 1, cover 2, cover 3. They're going to run 3-4, 4-3, 4-2-5 style of defenses, and you're going to see a lot of different mixes in there, right? 1 safety, 2 safety high. You need to have somebody who can break all that stuff down for you and not only coach these players up, but this is going to be another key word that I continue to say the more and more shows that I do around this: educate. Educate the players on their assignments and where exactly they need to be. So as it stands right now, the Raiders coaching staff, and I'm talking about the assistant coaching staff, is defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, quarterbacks coach Bo Hardegree, wide receiver coach Edgar Bennett, and now your DB coach Chris Ash. So with Josh McDaniels as the head coach, with Dave Ziegler as DM, with Champ Kelly as assistant head coach, what I want you guys to do right now is rate the Raiders staff as in a collective unit. All those people that I just mentioned right there, I want you to go ahead and rate them from a scale from 0 to 100. 0 being you don't like it at all, 100 you absolutely positively love it. When I really truly think about the whole grand scheme of things, I'm probably going to go with a 90 overall. And for those of you that watch a lot of my shows, anytime I give something a 90, it really truly means that I like it, right? I mean, one of the reasons why I think people don't like the content or hate on me is because they're like, you're too harsh. Well, I try to be as harsh as I possibly can, because at the end of the day, I want you guys to actually know when I'm excited about a certain move. I don't just say things just to say them. So right now, the staff that the Raiders are putting together is a very prominent staff, and I think, yesterday I talked on my Instagram story, and if you guys want to go check out that video, it's at Mitchell Renz 365. I've been trying to keep you guys up to date, news and rumors and all the good stuff on IG, but yesterday I was like, you talk about Brian Dable. He was my number 1 head coach candidate, and a lot of people respected Brian Dable. Mike Kafka, another very well-respected quarterbacks coach from Kansas City. He's now the OC in New York. The fact that Patrick Graham left those two to then come over to this Raiders staff, I truly believe you can see that speaks volumes of how confident that you're seeing some of these guys come in and what the Raiders are really trying to build right now, which definitely think is pretty awesome. Now, I understand, guys, I'm not at the studio. I will be at the studio tomorrow. And I'll basically be there almost every single day for the rest of the week. But obviously with the crazy weather, it's made our schedules at Chat Sports, a little bit difficult. But the reason why I wanted to give you guys a video, again, is because the Las Vegas Raiders, they have a brand new DB coach. He is Chris Ash. And if you guys want to give me your one-word reaction to when you saw this news, I'll be down in the comments. I'll be seeing what you have to say. But again, I respect the hell out of Ron Milus. He is one of the best to do it. And I hope that, and I really truly believe, I hope that he can find another job. And I mean, he's going to end up finding something because overall, he is a very good coach. Now, I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Also, major shout out to Max Crosby, who got Defensive Player of the Day, I guess, for the AFC. So again, my guy showing out in Las Vegas in front of the crowd and making just everyone in the NFL know who one of the best in the business is. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Chris Ash is the new DB coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I haven't been doing this on the end of my video, so this is what's known as an end screen. If you liked what you saw today and you never want to miss anything going on with the Las Vegas Raiders, I want you to go ahead and click this subscribe button right here. I promise you, I'm going to keep you up to date on everything going on around the silver and black. If you're like, you know what, this guy's not too half bad, you want more videos around the Raiders, you can go ahead and click this button right here. I go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Go Raiders.